Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I'm delighted to have you with us for the 4th podcast episode of Library Talk, Love Yourself. I'm Nurul, your host, and for those who may have missed out our previous episode, you can catch up by visiting the IMU Library YouTube channel or simply clicking the link provided in the description below. Today, we are diving into a deeply important topic, which is mental health. In a world that's constantly moving, taking time to understand and care for our mental well-being is crucial. By openly addressing this topic, we can break down the stigma and create a supportive community that encourages everyone to seek help when they need it. In this episode, we will explore the various aspects of mental health and share valuable insights with you. So, grab your favorite beverage, find a comfy spot, and let's embark to this journey for understanding and embracing mental health. As usual, it's my pleasure to introduce our special guest for today. Our guest is not only knowledgeable about mental health, but also deeply passionate about raising awareness and promoting well-being. I am honored to have Miss Eng Qian Jun to join us today. She is a lead counsellor in the self-development unit. Welcome to the podcast, Miss Jun.
Thank you, Nurul. Thank you for inviting us.
Okay, thank you for taking your time to share your insight with our listeners.
Well, it is honor to be here as well, Nurul.
Okay, I'm sure you will find her perspective on mental health enlightening and inspiring. So without further ado, let's dive into today's discussion on mental health. As a start, could you introduce yourself to our listeners first?
Okay, hello, I'm June. As what Nurul have introduced, I'm from STU, Self-Development Unit, Student Services Department. I'm the lead counselor there. And I'm actually also the eldest among the 4 siblings in my family. And we just welcome our first baby niece recently. Yes, and in my free time, I like to play badminton and also dance.
Oh, dance.
Yes, a bit of myself.
Okay, thank you, Miss June. We are eager to learn more about your background and expertise in the field of mental health counselling. So, could you please take a moment to share with us and for our listeners your journey, experiences, and qualification in the field of mental health?
In year 2009, I started to work as a registered counsellor in non-profitable organizations. So we provide mental health services to local and refugee survivors who were sexually abused, in Klang Valley. And also I had the privilege to provide various personal development and mental health related topics to different target groups like teenagers, young adults like our students, and even the lecturers in colleges and university. And recently, I'm just certified to provide training, mental health first aid training, based in Malaysia. So for those that didn't know, mental health first aid training is actually an accredited program from international program, from Australia.
Oh, from Australia.
Yes.
I see. Thank you for sharing your remarkable journey with us. It is clear that your background and experiences in mental health counseling will bring a valuable perspective to our discussion today. So let's start with the first question by exploring the core concepts. Okay, how do you define mental health, and what is actually the difference with mental illness?
Actually, an individual's mental health sits along a continuum.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
meaning that from good mental health, it sits at the end of one continuum, and poor mental health, which means mentally ill, is at the other continuum. So every one of us is positioned along this continuum from time to time. Yes, you and I. So,
Okay.
for example, if someone feels stressed out, upset, or down, or sleepless nights, and probably for some days is maybe due to is a new job or some conflicts with a group member. So the person might in near to the continuum where is on the right side, nearer to the mental health problems. However, every one of us, right, the continuum will shift, meaning that all of us is positioned somewhere along this continuum, and an individual position of that continuum will shift from time to time. Depends on different
The
factors.
environment. Oh,
Yes, you are
okay.
right, Nurul. It can be based on our life experiences. Just now I talked about the new job. It can also be something to do with, very important, our accessibility to healthcare services.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So you see that I would say a mental health problem is a broader term when that includes mental illness and also symptoms of mental illness, which probably may not be severe enough to be warrant a diagnosis of mental illness. Yes, so usually for we will use the word mental health problems to include the mental illnesses and also symptoms of mental illnesses.
Oh, I
That's the
see.
difference.
So, what are the common mental health disorder that people commonly encounter?
So, what I have explained just now, so mental illnesses, right? The common one will be anxiety and depression, because mental illnesses also what it meant by is a prolonged mental health problems with high intensity, and it started to impact a person's functions.
Okay.
When I say functions, that will be our thinking process, our emotions, and our behavior, and also our ability to perform our daily normal activities. Means that it started to affect our sleeps and our eating, for example.
Oh, okay.
So the common one will be, according to National NHMS, that will be our National Health and Morbidity
Oh,
Survey.
okay.
Yeah, that was last year. They have they collect it every year. So for last year, it actually reported that 26.9% of teenager reported depression.
Oh, I
Yes,
see. Is it in Malaysia or around the world?
in
In
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Oh.
And around the world, the current statistic is 1 out of 8.
Oh.
Yes, and is reported to have mental health problems.
I see. Okay, so one of the key aspect of understanding mental health is recognizing its origin and early warning signs. Okay,
Yeah.
so could you explain the causes of mental health problem, and maybe you can provide a guidance to us on how actually we can spot the sign of mental illness.
Okay. And like I mentioned just now, mental illness, all you need to remember is the 3 significant signs.
Okay.
One is the mental health problems is a prolonged, the symptoms had appears for a long period of time and is with high intensity.
Okay.
And the third one is it started to impact a person's ability to function. That will be the thinking process. 2 more? I just mentioned. Thinking process, sorry, I become a teacher like that. And then our emotions also.
Okay,
And the third
emotions.
one is our behavior. That also means that how we interact with people. And then it also causes us to impact our ability to perform our daily life. Sleeping, our eating patterns, you lost your appetite, and you start to withdraw yourself. You lost your interest in any of your hobbies that you used to do. Yeah, so that's the symptoms. So the category, what you are mentioning, the causes, we categorize it to 3 causes. There will be our biological factors, which means genetic, or they probably have a family history of mental illness. Second and the third is the psychological and social factors. Which means like poverty and accessibility to health services, the one that I mentioned. These are environmental factors. Or another one is our past childhood trauma experiences.
I see.
That can be some of the causes.
Okay, so recognizing the causes of mental health problem and being aware of the signs can help us provide support and assistance to those who may be going through a difficult time. So what about the treatments? Are there any remedies or lifestyle changes that can be beneficial for mental health?
Yes, I'm glad that you asked that. A lot of people have a lot of misunderstanding. Like, for example, like psychiatric treatment means that's only for crazy people.
That's the common one.
Yeah, I don't want to eat the pills. The pills is addictive. So actually, for people with mental illnesses are suffering from mental illnesses, not with mental illnesses, suffering from mental illnesses. There's a combination of a few treatments. Yes, with medical treatment and also a lot of support from the family and friends. Some can even turn to faith-based support group. Like a Christian group, and also I believe also for other faith group. Yes, and some even have like by changing your lifestyle, getting that exercise, and also having the psychotherapy support means going to meet us for counseling, and even for some they go for like mindfulness meditation. The one that's shared by my colleague Shah, yes. And also CBT. CBT is one of the found effective psychotherapy treatment. Yes. And also, it's a short form for cognitive behavioral therapy. And ACT, there's a lot. So sometimes it's not only just medicine. It's a combination of the effort of going for your psychiatric treatment together with psychotherapy, counseling, and a lot of support from the close family members or friends.
I see. Thank you for providing us with such a comprehensive overview, Miss Jun. Okay, so the availability of various treatments options, including natural remedies and also lifestyle changes, offers hopes and for individual to improve their mental well-being. So exploring the unique role of animals in mental health is fascinating. Okay, so can you share some light of whether pets or animal can actually be a therapeutic effect on the mental health?
Well, I don't have pet.
Oh, really?
But my parents do have. I can see how it actually helps. Yeah, it kind of set a routine to your day. You know, like exercising together with the dog. You have to take care of the pets, not only dog lah. Because for my parents, they have dog, and then feeding them, caring for them. You know, it shows that you will feel more like there's someone waiting for you at home. Yeah, you feel more grounded and focused. Like every day, they'll say, cannot, I have to go back already. There's a routine there. You know, there's a purpose and a sense of achievement.
I see.
Yeah, so this animal, I think they call it an animal-assisted therapy. It's supposed to be more like a complementary. It's not supposed to take away your other form of therapy. It should enhance, you know, your therapy process.
Just a complementary.
Yes, and it's a companionship. So it also helps you to talk to people who have other pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of strike conversations and give you more chance to interact with new people.
I
Yes.
see. That's the one of the factor.
Add value to your life. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for
Yeah.
older people, I would say, or people that live alone.
Yeah,
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 you
yeah.
can have that sense of companionship.
So they can communicate with them.
Yeah,
Right?
share your day with them.
Yeah. Okay, so can you share insights on whether there are specific mental health consideration for different age groups such as children,
Yes.
teenager, and also adult, and also the seniors citizen?
Yes, for early childhood, I want to share that attachment to caregiver and also the emotional regulation. And one more is their social development.
Okay.
These trees are very important for early childhood development. Yes. So neglect and trauma will have a very long lasting effect on their mental health during this age. And for school aged children like 7 to 12 and also teenagers, yeah, the common one would be the academic stress, bullying. You see a lot of cyberbullying nowadays.
Yes.
Peer pressure. And the common mental health struggles that they might have has to do with anxiety and depression. Yes, and also probably ADHD. Yeah. And body image issue. A lot of eating disorder. Yeah. And for young adults like our students and other colleges students, so remember they are turning from teenagers, throughout that 17 years now to adults.
Be an adult.
Be an adult. So their challenges is a lot to do with this transition and transitions and also finding their future, thinking a lot about their future and also financially how to be more independent. Yeah. So the common mental health struggles they might have still is anxiety, depression, and another significant one nowadays is the substance abuse.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Substance
Yeah.
abuse.
And for adult and the senior, a lot is to do with maybe their marriage, work related and parenting issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, aging nowadays I think is getting more focus from our government. Aging issues where it can be quite a unique mental health concerns when come to later on it's more like losing your loved ones. Yeah, when you getting more than 65 years old, the isolation, the loneliness, so and also the cognitive decline. So that's where you started to have dementia. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. So the common mental health issue among teens include depression,
Yes.
as you just mentioned just now, anxiety, and also behavioral disorder. So actually, why is it important for students to prioritize it? And what changes can students make to improve their mental health well-being?
Well, if you remember in the beginning when I mentioned our mental health it sits along a continuum,
Yes.
right? So we can be in good mental health.
Yes.
But from time, like with the factors along, like the academic stress, if we don't take good care of our condition, and it will impact and shift to the mental illness conditions. So that is where we want to avoid. Yes, and the mental illness condition, the symptoms are the one that I mentioned. When it started to impact our daily functionings, our thinking process, our daily performance. So we want to avoid that because if we do not have a good mental health, it will affect our physical health, our way we interact with people, and also our emotions became negative and we can't even sleep well.
Yes.
So that will also affect our study performance, right? Because
Yes, of course.
with the cognitive, you are not able to focus, lack of sleep, memory is getting poor. Yes. So it's very important where we prioritize our to be aware.
Okay, to
Yeah.
be aware.
Of our symptoms and our conditions, and also never afraid of talking about it. Just like you are never afraid to talk about any other problems in your life, right? So mental health is like any of the challenges that you have. So find a trusted adults, be it your mentors or us, the counselor, or a trusted adult in your house or in your church or your other religion-based group. Yes, and also your parent.
Your parents, yeah.
Yeah.
You can get get help if you get some of the sign that you have the
Yes.
mental health issue.
But of course, first you need to be aware of the sign. That
Yeah.
also means that we, as someone's friend, someone's family member, need to be alert or be sensitive of the people around us and
Yes.
their difference. This week what happened? Like, suddenly became so mood swing, having mood swing, or just being quiet. So we need to be alert of that. And for ourselves, I guess how you want to avoid, to have good mental health is also practice self-care and don't self-medicate. Don't try study drugs. That's what might happen. Or avoid alcohol. Yeah, which a lot of people tend to do that to cope
Yes.
to cope with their mental health challenges. So we all know that this is just temporarily fixed.
Yes.
Yeah, it's never about addressing the underlying issues. Don't self-medicate, practice the normal diet, healthy diet, exercise regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stay connected. Yeah.
Stay connected.
Yeah, stay connected with your friends. I often heard this from students is, what if I'm talking too much about my mental health? It's burdening to them. I don't want to cause a burden to my family. So stay connected with people that you know that you are secure enough to fall back when things happen, when bad things happen, or when you are not well. You feel safe, you feel okay to go to them. So stay connected with those people around you. Like not afraid to be vulnerable. So you find those people that you feel safe to be vulnerable. Yeah.
Okay. So in real life experience often provided profound insight into a challenges and solution of mental health. Can you share an experience when your client struggle with mental health and how actually it was addressed or resolved?
That's the highlight of the story here, right?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that in my early days of practice, I'm also learning to not to be like just have to portray the strong. I'm counselor. I need to be okay. So it's a lot of learning for me through my clients to also trust the process of therapy. So to build that therapeutic connection
Okay.
with my client, I think that not only helped my client but also helped me in my journey as a therapist. Yeah, to continue to learn to be genuine in the relationship with my client. Yeah, and to understand that I'm not working alone in this a multidisciplinary approach. You have a team of counselors, psychiatrists, welfare, to work together to help my client in my early days. That was helpful. My client, like some might experiencing major depression disorder, psychosis symptoms. So I learned a lot from my clients, how we can together journey together to get help.
Okay.
So yeah, that journey was helpful in my early days when I have a strong team, and also to identify what's the treatment plan, what kind of psychotherapy techniques might works, might not work. So it's a lot of journeying together with my client.
I can see you are very passionate with your with your work.
Yeah, it's not easy, and you're right. Need to learn to find myself and be okay, not to be okay. Yeah, it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. Okay. So
I hope I answer your question.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the last question for part one.
Yeah.
Okay, what resources and support services are available to assist students in their mental health?
Well, there are a lot. In IMU, there are a lot. First is us.
Okay.
That's us. We are in level two next to FMA. And they are the external counseling provider. For Bukit Jalil, also in Seremban, we have Growing Space. For those that don't know, that if you want to see a counselor after working hours in person, you can go to Growing Space. But if you just want to have a chat because you are having that emotional breakdown and emotional crisis, you can call Naluri, Mental Health Careline. Yeah. So I guess that's where you will show them the number lah. External counsel, we also have started to engage external counsel for clinical campus in Batu Pahat and Kluang. Yes, so you can find out more from your campus person and person in charge there, the staff in clinical campus. And last, of course, is the self-help books from the library.
Yeah.
As you have been working closely, finding books that is helpful.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you done a lot to promote this book to our viewers and our listeners, and also our users. All right, now we are in the second segment where we delve into an insightful book review. For those who first time tune in this podcast, in this segment, our guest will review and provide a concise summary of the book that our guest has been exploring recently. So, Miss Jun, let's start the review.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, you can introduce the book to our listeners.
All right. So should I grab the book?
Yeah, can.
Hey, I'm so excited about this book. Yes. This is from Irvin Diallo. Yeah, Dr. Irvin. And I've been reading his many other books as well. I want to introduce this book. It talks a lot about his interaction with client. Yeah, a lot of his patient struggles as well as his own struggle. Yeah, he as a psychiatrist, so he shared a lot about two challenges that is significant for all of us as well.
Okay.
It's about the challenges that you face on how to live a meaningful life, and in the same time acknowledge that the life also will come to an end. Yeah. So it shares a lot about, I like it a lot because he's a psychiatrist and he is not afraid to be vulnerable and also to journey along the way with patients that is almost 80 years old. He himself in this book was 85 years old.
Oh, 85.
Yeah, 85, yeah. So also a lot about sharing about his genuineness, about death anxiety in his past life that he has experienced. And also he's also not afraid to be very authentic in respond to some of the clients' questions sometimes. Yeah, in a very professional, responsible manner. So it's very helpful for me as a therapist also. Not only as just a reader.
Yeah,
you know,
can learn the technique that
yeah,
use.
which is a lot to do with the therapeutic relationships with his client. Yeah, so it's very interesting book.
Okay. So, is there any particular chapter you wish to recommend?
Oh, that's very hard.
Oh, okay. That's very hard. It's okay.
That's like 12 chapters. Every chapter has his 10 chapters. Every chapter has his it's like a storybook. You can read it. Yeah. But
So, he shared his experience. Right?
so maybe the first chapter itself is already very good because it shares that not every time, first chapter and fourth chapter, not every time it's just about therapist. It's also about the clients, what they want to bring in the session. And sometimes it's about the environment they are in. It's not really about the therapist skill. It's about how the client get help from the therapist, other source of help. Yeah, it may be a cleaner that come to his house and helps along the way.
Oh, I
So
see.
yeah, so it it helps you to open your eyes that outside of therapy is very important also for your client.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so of course you will recommend this book to others, right?
Yes, it's exciting to recommend it. Yeah,
Okay.
please read it.
Okay, so the subject of this book is psychotherapy. Um, if you are interested in exploring the book further, you may find this book in the library, and the call number is WM420.YAL 2015. Okay, so thank you so much for your insightful review on this book. I really hope our viewers would gain immense value from your sharing. So your expertise and also
Not so expertise.
and also your passion for mental health advocacy are truly inspiring.
Thank you so much for your encouraging feedback.
Okay, so to our listeners and viewers, remember, books have the power to transport us to different realms and offer new perspective. And Creatures of a Day and Other Tales of Psychotherapy book is no exception. We would love to hear your thoughts on this book. So feel free to share your own reviews and comments with us. Now we are in the last segment of this episode, which is random question. In this segment, I will select two questions from students or staff, and Miss Jun would need to answer it. So the first question is, how can students actively support their peers who may be struggling with mental health issue?
First of all, you must find a suitable time to approach that your peer. Don't find that you know that you have a meeting in half an hour time and then you just sit down and talk. And then when your peer open up and then you have to leave. So find a suitable time is very important. A
Okay.
private space. And yeah, start talking about it. Approach it in a very much listen empathically, where never give advice. That's a no. Don't tell them about how can you feel that way. You have parents that love you. Never use that.
Okay.
And never use religion as well. Don't you
Okay.
think that is very sinful to think that way? So don't judge, basically.
Don't
judge. Listen, listen. Yeah. And then let your peers talk about his struggle. If you are able to be confident to talk about ask about difficult questions, like, are you thinking of ending your life? How long have you been thinking these ways? If you are comfortable and confident, then go ahead.
Okay.
Means that you have some suicide prevention training before that, or mental health first aid training. But if you are not confident, it's fine. You can always encourage, give hope, encourage your peers. Is okay. It sounds very difficult. It sounds like so much, and always thank them for opening up and encourage them for professional help. I know that you probably feeling very much you don't even have the courage to go. Can I offer go with you to make an appointment with a counselor? So offer that first appointment with them. Go with them, journey with them for their first session, or even encourage them to get help, talk to people like their friends. Yeah. So your listening and accompanying them is going to be very helpful. Yeah. In fact, actually this year I have initiated the one that I mentioned, the first mental health first aid training. Yes.
Yeah.
For IMU students and also staff.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
For IMU student this year currently is closed, the registration, but for staff is open still. Yeah, I believe HR, you will receive the HR training information details from HR on the 10th October. So you can have a look, and if you are interested to want to know more how to help your colleagues or even your students as a mentor, and how to be more confident to provide that initial support using mental health first aid skills. Yeah, do register and join us.
All right. Thank you for the first answer. Okay. The second question is,
Yes.
What advice would you give to students who are feeling overwhelmed and stressed due to academic and personal pressure?
Yes. For students that are struggling with mental health problems, I always encourage it can be very fearful and intimidating to ask these questions and reflect on yourself what to understand and discover the meaning of these feelings that you're having, the overwhelm, the fear, what those feelings means to you. And also, why are these areas of life actually affects you so much? And you will find that bottom line is because those areas of life that is very stressful, the academic, those are things that matters to you.
Oh,
Those
I
are things
see.
that
That's
matters to
why.
you, right? So actually what you are feeling is very much normal reaction. But for you to discover more about your struggles, I would still encourage you to at least test it out, for the first session or two, to speak to our counselor. Yeah. Just to talk about it. Yeah. And yeah, reach out to us.
Yeah, okay. So maybe a first step for you to share your struggles with our counselor.
If you feel intimidating or you don't think it's so serious enough, that's your point of view. You always have another option. You can talk to the peers, the peer
Peer
support
support.
club, PSC. They have
PSC.
this channel called Talk to Me. Talk to me where you can email them about your concerns. Yeah, talk to me at imu.edu.my.
Oh, okay. So I will insert the link.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you for your advice. As we wrap up this engaging episode, I want to express my heartfelt appreciation for your expertise and wisdom, and I'm truly grateful for your time and insights.
Thank you, Nurul.
Okay, so before we conclude, can you maybe you can share any advice or parting words with our listeners and viewers?
In line with this year's World Mental Health theme,
Okay.
which is mental health is universal human right. Yes, I would like to encourage every one of us continue to foster this open dialogue about our mental health struggles in everyday conversations. Yes, and we must all strive to instill hope, to cultivate hope for those who are still hesitant to seek help. And we ourselves individually start taking the initiative to support family members, colleagues, or our students who are struggling with mental health conditions. Yes. I hope that together, all of us, in our vision is to together to build this a more inclusive and compassionate campus. Even the entire IMU community, that one day we can see that mental health is part of our fundamental human rights.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Once again, thank you so much for being an essential part of the enlightening journey.
Thank you, Nurul, and the team.
I and my dedicated team eagerly anticipate your return in the future.
Yeah. I hope the audience doesn't feel bored.
So, to all our viewers and listeners, remember that your mental health is priority, and seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Okay, so let's continue to break the stigma and support one another. We will back with more episodes that are brimming with knowledge and inspiration. Make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to the IMU Library YouTube channel to stay updated on upcoming episodes. In the meantime, take care of yourself, be kind to your mind, and reach out to those in need. And most importantly, don't forget to love yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So nice. Love yourself.
Yeah,
I like
love yourself.
love your concept.